This is Paul, and this is a very short demonstration of how you can actually display a button in a card. Because as you know, there is a bug in Coda where you're trying to display a button in a card, it doesn't show up, it shows the word modal. And sometimes it makes sense to have a button like here I have a little setup with tasks and subtasks, and I want to have a button that will add a subtask to a current task. So to do this, you'll need to use some of the hidden formula trickery. So there is a formula called button, which basically creates a button that wraps an existing button, but it gives you some more flexibility on how you can set it up. It's an unsafe one. You need to be very careful when you're using this formula, but that's one that we're gonna use, and I'll show you later why. So you create a new button where you, as a first argument, you need to reference an existing button in the same table, or in the same table. You need to type in the label again, even if it's on the original button, you need to type it again. And you can add a color if you wish, and an icon, but I'll be very careful because this is where you can crash your dog beyond recovery and you'll have to then restore it, make a copy from the history. So what you need to do is when you're typing in the color, you delete the closing quote so that Coda doesn't try to evaluate the button formula until the color is completely typed in, because that's what would crash the dog. You first type in like this, you close the quote only after that. Same with the icon, like you want to have a lightning icon. You type in the name, you close the quote, and then you close the bracket, and now Coda renders the button. And this is going to be our button that we want to show in here. So let's try this, and it still shows up as modal. So the trick is now to convert this into a text. I guess Coda is just reacting that there is nothing but a button, so it renders it as a modal word. But if you do this, concatenate button with basically nothing, it will show up the button, and it will be a little bit cut off here, but it works, and you can use it. So here it created subtask 1, subtask 2 right in here. So yeah, and the added benefit of this approach, so you can see this is a text field, you can have like concatenate one button, you can have some other button like delete the task, you add a space here, you set up some other button if we had it, but we don't have it. So if we had another button, that would be something like this, and we could have a few buttons in a row. Unfortunately, it will only show one line, so you make sure that you fit all your buttons on one line, and it's gonna be a cropped down one. But that's how you add buttons to a card. Thank you.